Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, today I'd like to talk with y'all about firearm ownership and what I've noticed when it comes to the topic of firearms in left-leaning communities. This isn't only a left community thing. This is across the board of things that I've noticed. Now, a little bit of backstory for me with the way I look and talk, and because I live in the South, a lot of people will just assume that I am pro gun. And then, especially when you consider my day job, I mean, I sell guns for a living. So people assume that I'm very like pro gun, like everyone should own a gun, things like that. And kind of, but not really. Um, when it comes to firearm ownership, I think the most important thing with it is that you train, that you practice with what you have. I don't think that a lot of the times when people buy guns, they always have this assumption like they're going to go play, they're going to go be a hero. And, they have this thought in their mind of the whole, oh, I'm the good guy with a gun type thing. Most of the time, honestly, with most gun owners, I feel kind of disappointed because I know that a lot of these people don't train with what they have. They just assume that it's all going to work the same or work right no matter what. And especially when you deal with people who conceal carry, if you're not, and I'm not saying you got to go to a range like every other day to practice, but if you're not putting at least a little bit of time to like learn form, you know, gun safety type things, frankly, if you're conceal carrying and you don't have those kind of safety ideas in mind, you're more of a danger to the people around you than to any potential threat that you might see on the street because you don't know what you're doing. Now, one thing that I will say when it comes to firearms in general, and this is across the board for everybody. When it comes to firearms in the United States, there are three types of people. You either like guns, you don't like guns, or you know how guns work. There are people who like guns, who are big fans, who buy firearm stuff with every check that they get, and they do not know how guns work. In the same hand, you get people who hate guns and everything about them that they know, and these people also do not understand how firearms work. I think my favorite example of this in the past week or so is I was talking with somebody about my handgun choices. None of my handguns have a manual safety on them. I don't see a point to it. The safety on my handguns is me. Now, I don't live with any, I don't have children. The only other person who lives in my house understands how guns work. She doesn't ever like, touch them or anything like that. But it's the way I look at it is if this actually would turn into a self-defense scenario, I don't want to have to think about, oh, am I off safety? Oh, if I pick up my gun, I know what I need to do with it. And I don't need anything in the way to stop me from doing that. Do I want to do something like that? No. But if I have to, it needs to happen then. I don't like having to think about saving myself. Now again, do I want anything like that to happen? No. I would rather it I would rather it not be an option, but you know, people are crazy, so I'd rather it be there and not need it. But when it comes to the whole safety on my guns thing, I had someone tell me that they think that that's insane that no semi-auto pistol should be without a safety on it. Now, my whole thing with that is, and their thing was all about, a gun could go off if you drop it, but all my guns are drop safe. The only one I think wouldn't be is my revolver, and that's if the hammer's back. But I don't even like carrying my revolver with the hammer back, because at that point the trigger pull weight's like half a pound, and nah, I'm not comfortable with that. But that's my choice. That's why I don't pull the hammer back on my revolver. It's all personal choice when it comes to firearms. And it's up to the person who's buying that firearm to know what they're buying, to know how to use it, and to be safe with it. The only kind of law that I would say I would like passed with firearms, I'd be fine with 21 and older for any type of gun. But at that point, I also feel like there should, if we make the firearm thing 21 and older, there's a lot more laws that I feel like should be changed around that. But I don't think there should be any like platform bans or magazine limit bans or anything like that. Those laws don't make any sense. They really don't. But I don't think there's anything wrong with you owning a gun as long as you train with it and you know what you're using. But I would say that with almost anything. If you buy a motorcycle, I would expect you to know how to ride that motorcycle so you don't hurt yourself. I would say the same thing about you owning a gun. If you feel any other kind of way about it, comment, let me know how you feel, but you're probably not going to change my mind on this one. Just being honest.